Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. Why? Today we will learn how to make this cute earrings. Sorry, finger ring. It's really pretty. I really liked it a lot, and it's comfortable wearing also. As you can see, it's very pretty. So I like it a lot, and it's easy to make. It's not very difficult. It's very easy to make. And let's make this. And I tried making a small cuff like that, and I was just figuring it out whether it is coming sturdy or not. For this, materials that we need is some beads. I have here some 2mm beads, 2 by 3 I guess. Let's see how much this one is, but yeah, it's 2mm beads, 2 by 1 I guess. And then this one is 3mm beads. Yeah, this is 2 by 3, no, 3 by 4 I guess. Let me see. So we keep it this way, and then we close it and see. Yes, it's 3mm beads. So I have these roundels. This was from Bargain Bead Box Mix. It was a mix of these colors. I took only this color, the pink one, and did this. And this one is a purple. And you need two sizes. For this ring, I used 20 gauge anti-copper wire from para wire, and 26 gauge anti-copper, the same from para wire. I used these two. But for this sample, I'm thinking of using a different one, probably a silver color, so it's nice. And so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the 20 gauge para wire, tarnish resistant, and I think this is silver plated. And then I'm gonna use this silver filled wire that I have here. So 28 gauge. You can also use 26 gauge. That's what I used for this, but I want to use this for this project. So the silver wire, you will need about 2 feet. So I am just approximately taking it. And this is a wire straightening tool that I got recently. It's from Beadalon. So what you do is, it's like a 3 thing. You just put the wire inside this, and then pull it. That way it straightens the wire. So there is 2 ways. So I'm just approximately taking 2 feet of wire. There we go. And then I'm snipping that off. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to bend this wire a little bit. And for tools wise, we need wire cutters, nylon jaw pliers if you need that, and tweezer nose pliers and round nose pliers. So you can also use this plier. That way the loop will come out perfectly the same every time, but you can also use this. Okay, so what I did was, I marked this mandrel with my pliers, with my permanent markers, just like that, and then I did the loop. This is how I did it. So you can either do this way or the other way, whichever you prefer. And if I do this, I'll show you guys a sample. of how we are going to work with the wire. So this is a scrap wire that I have here. So I have this mark, so I just put it around and then roll it completely on both sides. So my loop is exactly this size. So now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, if I'm doing with this one, is I will just put it like that and then completely go ahead and do this, so that I want this right below the top loop, so it makes a figure 8 pattern. So this is how I do, but I want to do with the small ones. Let's try this one with a small one. Hold it like that and go. Just like so. And take it. See, that loop comes out to be good, but I really prefer to use my round nose pliers. It's easy for me to do these kind of loops. So for this, I'm just going to do bend the wire a little bit in the middle and then start about, not in the middle or so, start about here, over here, and then take my round nose pliers, keep it where I have the mark, and then just rotate the wire crisscross applesauce, just like so. Make sure it sits right on top where you have the mark, so that your loop turns out to be exactly the same size every time. So that's what I have made, as you can see, the loop. So now what I will do is I just made a loop, and then now I'm going to take that. So one more thing you want to make sure is, see how I made the loop. The top loop goes from bottom to top. So just like that. The top loop goes from bottom to top. Like so. That's what is very important to start. And then take your round nose pliers, hold on to here, the same place, but right next to the loop you created, and then roll your wire completely around the mandrel and go like that. So you can adjust it just by moving these pliers. There we go, our figure 8 is ready. Now all we need to do is do the next figure 8 pattern. So I keep it like this. My pliers right next to it. Take my wire, go around just like so. It has to come all the way around. So you can take it and keep it and then adjust it as per your size preference. I just keep it like that. And I have the loop sitting right next to my other loop. Now my wire is going that way. Again I put it like that and bring my wire around, and then take it off from my hand, and then I just twist it and make it sit right below the other one. So your figure 8 is sitting right next to each other and making consistent loops. So we will make 2 more like this. So I made all 4 of the loops. You can make as many as you want, but 4 is enough to cover the top part of our finger, so that's why I made only 4. And then you need a ring mandrel. If you don't have a ring mandrel, you can use any cylindrical object that you have in hand, which fits your ring size. For example, what can I say? A big medicine box or something like that, just because this is big, but you want to have a smaller one, thin one, like a syrup bottle or something like that, which is cylindrical and which fits your ring size, is all you need. But if you have this plastic ring mandrel or the stainless steel ring mandrel, that will be very helpful. But my size is 8, I think, the middle finger. See, it's about 8. So when I start, I will not start with 8, I will start with 9, because it tends to kind of shrink a little bit. So I just hold this frame right against the 9 mark, just one size bigger than yours, and then I'm wrapping the wire around the mandrel, the same place, but I will take it up, and then I will try to squish this loop under these frame like that, once and twice. Okay, and then do the same with the other side, this time also making sure that this side comes around twice. So I'm just going to hold it like that and then go around once and go around the wireframe. You can see it here clearly, and then one more time. It's very difficult to have the camera around and do this, but I guess you guys can see what I'm doing. So that's it. 2 wraps on with the other one, 2 wraps with the right wire and 2 wraps with the left wire, and then you have to just kind of push all of these underneath the frame, just like so, and then hold the frame tightly and pull the 2 wires, just making sure that you don't have the extra wire. And once you have that, take it out of the mandrel. That's all you need the mandrel for, just to wrap it around in circles. And now all you need to do is, and you check yours one more time, I think the size should be good enough. Now I hold all the wires together, and then I'm bringing my one end of the wire right after the frame, okay, just like so, right after the frame, and then just doing a 90-degree bend like that. And then I'm just going to insert the rest of the wire inside so that I can make a wrap with all the 4 wires together. Just this size, this side it will be a little bit difficult. Once you get this through, the other side should be really easy. And then once, twice, you can use your pliers if you want to, but be very gentle. And then one more. How much of a time you need, it's totally up to you, but I would prefer to do at least 3 wraps for my rings completely. And then I like to snip off the excess wire over here on the top. We still have a lot of wire left, but I like to work with more wire than less. And then tuck your tail properly. Like to leave the tail up so that it doesn't come inside when I'm slipping my ring inside my finger. And I will do the same the other side too. Bring all the wires together, bring it right next to the frame that we created, and then go underneath all 4 wires. And then, so just make sure when you bring that, you can also use your pliers if you want to. It's a nice bend right after, and second, wrap over here, and one more wrap over here. So see, that's 3.5. So I'm gonna do the same this side too, and bring it all the way across, and then snip it off here and tuck the tail in. There we go. Our ring form, the base is ready. Now all we need to do is, you can check by putting it on. There we go. Now all we need to do is add some beads to it. So like how I added here, you can leave it like that also, and you can add some beads also. So for this, I'm thinking if I want to use this, but this is little bit big and it almost covers the loop, but I still want to see the loop, right? So let's see if this one fits or if we'll go with that one. And I'm just going to take this wire, silver filled wire. You can also use 28 gauge wire, and I'm using this silver filled 28, and you need approximately 7 to 7.5 inches is all you need. So I'm just approximating it, and I don't want to waste a lot, so just taking a little bit here, about 6 to 7 inches. And then what I'm going to do is, it's already tarnishing, just going to put it underneath this first loop and then bend the wire a little bit, okay, and then put it again so that you can have a space wherein you can do the wrap easily. Then put it again inside that loop right there, the first loop of the figure 8 pattern that we created, and pull this wire, making a tight wrap. Okay, you can also pull it like this. There we go. And oops, I don't think so this is a good wire for this kind of a wrap. Let me grab some other wire. I got a 26 gauge in silver. I think this is what will work best. So I have here about 6.5 to 7 inches, and then I'm just going to insert in here and bend this wire a little bit, and then I'm starting with the first figure 8 pattern, the first loop. And so once you get this, hold on to that and use your pliers to make a tight wrap, just like that. If you pull on either side, it will go tight, and then you can take this and wrap it 3 times. So you make a consistent wrap with every loop. So the first one I'm doing 3, and the next one you can do 2. So 1, 2, and it's gonna be third one, and then take it up, and let's see if we can put this bead, the 3 by 4 millimeter. You can just keep it like that, but you will have to actually put it in here, the loop, once, just like that. Make sure that you leave the bead inside the loop so that sits there. I don't know if it's possible, but we can try. If not, yeah, it looks nice, but the loop is all vanished. So if you want a pattern to show the loop, then probably you should use a thinner, means a size small bead, so which I also will use here. Is what I'm thinking. I don't want to work the wire also a lot. As you can see, if you do a lot like that, the wire will get stiff and be hard for you to work with. So I'm using the thinner bead now because I want the figure 8 pattern to be seen and not just vanish. But it's always a preference how you want your design to be. If you just want your bead to just sit on the figure 8 pattern, then go for a bigger size bead, is all I'm saying. Just once, and then you can do one more time, or one time is enough, I guess. You can try one more time. Make sure this wrap is tight because you cannot fix it once you go to the next one. And now take the next bead, add it to your wire. Okay, leave it on top of the figure 8 pattern, and then go under the loop once and twice. Straighten your wire a little bit. Take the next bead, put it inside, go on top, then underneath, bring it up once and twice. There we go. Make sure it's pulled tight and it's nice and tight over here. Okay, just like so. There we go. And one more. And this time I'll wrap around 3 times because that's what we did in the first loop of this figure 8 pattern. So just make sure the wrap is 3 wraps. and then snip off the wire, and then tuck the tail in. Do the same this side too. Adjust your wraps. Then snip off the excess wire and tuck the tail in. There we go. So the first top row is done. As you can see, this is how it looks. So you can also have just one side with the beads and one side with not with the beads, but I would like to do the other side too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some wire. About 6 inches should be good enough. Then I'm just going to start from the first one. Just 1 centimeter of wire, just bend it a little bit, and then you will get a hold of it. Then you can do your wraps. 2, so you hold these two and tighten it just like that. You can also take the short tail and wrap it, because otherwise you will be just wasting the wire by snipping it off, right? So you can use that to wrap it too, and then squish all the wraps together. There you go. Use your pliers to do the work for you. You want to poke yourself with the wire. This is 26 gauge wire. This is thin enough to poke you up also. And once you're happy with it, you can actually snip this small tail off and then tuck the tail in. Then move all of this to the side so that when we add the bead and the wrap, it's nice and centered. And now we shall add our bead to the wire. Make it sit on top of the 8 figure and then put it underneath. See how I'm not going there, I'm just going here and then towards the outside, because it's easy for me to get this back in. So hold the bead and pull the wire. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then one more. Okay. Now you can use your pliers to straighten your wire. Add the next bead and make it sit on top of this figure 8 pattern. Then take the wire, bring it from underneath inside the 8 loop that we created, and just pull through the wire. one more time. Just make sure that the wire doesn't go that side. I just want to keep it in the outer rim of this mandrel, so that, as you can see, it's going inside. I don't want that to happen because it will push the bead away and out from the figure 8 pattern. So okay. Add one more bead, make it sit right on top, and go from underneath to the top. Just one more bead, then we are almost done with our ring. That's it. Make it sit on top, and then go for the wrap. This time do 3 wraps. It is not necessary to do 3 wraps. 2 wraps is also more than enough. It's just that I would like to do, because here is where we are attaching the wire to the frame. So just for added security, but it is not necessary. It's just me. There's no space actually, so I shall snip this off and tuck the tail in. There we go. Our ring is ready. Now you can adjust it if you want to. As you can see, my thing is not sitting right in the middle, so I'm just going to adjust it a little bit just to move the frame just a little bit on top. Now it's perfectly fine, and my ring looks like this. So I have 2 different colors, the silver and the copper. I still feel the copper looks really nice. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite color combination, this one or this one right here. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye. I do upload videos every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like, subscribe, and comment.